Hey traders, as a full-time professional trader, I'm no different than any other trader out there. I'm always looking for two things. I'm looking for trades that give me an edge or an advantage, and trades that are new ideas that other traders are not trading or familiar with. I think I've got just the ticket for you here today. They're called binary event contracts. I think you're going to love these. They're probably new to you, and we have had some tremendous success with these in our trading room. We've also had a lot of fun with these. They're easily scalable. You can start with just a few dollars on these trades. You can get started with opening an account for free, and it gives you the ability to do those two things. Number one, trade ideas, strategies, and setups that other traders are not taking advantage of right now. And number two, it gives you the ability to create an edge in your trades that you may not otherwise be able to replicate. So let's take a look at it real quickly. Okay, let's jump into this. So what is a binary event option contract? Well, binary means that it is simply something that is going to be a yes or no answer. For example, will the stock market, will the S&P 500 finish above X amount today? Will it be above it or below it? That's a binary decision, right? Will inflation come in at the next report above or below a certain number? So these are event contracts. They're binary in nature, meaning it's a yes-no decision. It either works or it doesn't. Very, very interesting setups, very interesting ways to create some edges with regards to this. And they're all focused around specific events. Now, they can be financial events. They can be based on political events. They can be based on weather events. They can be based on almost any kind of concept that you would think of. Of course, here we focus mainly on the financial events and how those work. We do it through these binary event options. So I'm going to talk about a couple of places that you can go to get started with trading these ideas. I would definitely go to this website, tradingBinaryIdeas.com, and set up a free account here. You can set up a free account at tradingBinaryIdeas.com, and you'll get $15 of credit to your very first trade. So you can I always recommend everybody do their first trade, do it at $15. You'll get a free trade off, and you can see how it works with no cost, no risk, no obligation to yourself. But we go through a clearing firm called Kalisha. Give you a little quick one-on-one on Kalisha. I think it is the absolute best way right now in the United States to legally, let me stress that word, legally trade binary event contracts. There's a couple of places that you may see online if you Google event contracts or binary trades. Very few of these places are regulated today by the financial regulatory body. So one of the things that I love about Kalisha is that they are federally regulated by the CFTC, that's the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. They are a designated market maker. They are their own financial exchange. So they've had to meet the highest level of strictness and criteria to be approved to do this. They were launched in 2018. They had to go through a lot of regulatory and financial approvals to get this whole thing set up for the United States. So I love Kalisha. I love what they bring to the table in terms of how this works. Their fees are some of the absolute lowest in the industry. By far, they have some of the lowest fees in the industry. They don't have any junk fees, like I refer to them as, settlement fees, processing fees, all of those kinds of things. There is a $2 withdrawal fee to pull your money back out, but that's really the only fee that you ever deal with. They have a huge volume incentive program, so that if you are trading a lot of volume, you get huge rebates back on that. That's fairly new. Most people don't have access to a program like that. And as I said, these are binary events that we can put trading ideas around. They could be on the financials. Okay, they could be on whether a certain Forex pairs trade is going to breach a certain level or not. They could be on the S&P and the NASDAQ. We trade those almost weekly in our live trading room. They can be on economic data. What will unemployment numbers come in at? Will it be above or below a certain level? What will the GDP be at? Will it be above or below a certain level? Inflation rates, Fed interest rate decisions, policies in terms of politics, whether Biden's approval rate, whether student loans forgiveness will be approved or disapproved. There's all kinds of things that you can build an event contract around. Now, the contract structures, again, most of them are binary in nature, meaning they're yes or no. That event is either going to happen or it's not going to happen. But it could also be an above or below. Will the stock market finish above a certain level or below a certain level? Knockout levels. Will a certain level be taken out during a certain period of time? And then buckets. And I love these buckets. Will the stock market finish over a specified period of time within this particular range? And again, you can trade these intraday. You can trade these every single day if you want. You can do dailies, you can do weeklies, you can do yearlies. So these are some of the most flexible event contracts that are out there and available today. I absolutely love them. Again, we've set up this website, tradingBinaryIdeas.com. If you go there and you get signed up with Kalisha, you get a $15 sign-up bonus when you do your first trade. So you got to do your first trade. So I would recommend everybody do their first trade at $15. So you get a free trade under your belt. You can see how the program works. And I think that you're going to absolutely love some of the ideas that this is able to present us as a trader. So these are some of the actual trades that we have had going on or have currently going on in our live trading room. The U.S. national debt crisis. Will the government default on their debt before the end of the year? Now, that's probably a pretty low probability trade. You can see it certainly was. If you invested 97 cents, you would get a payoff of $1. So this was basically our savings account trade for us. It equated to about a 3% return over about a 6-month period of time. It's about 6% on an annualized basis. We use this one as almost just a sort of a savings account, if you will. Minting the coin. So when the default was in question on the debt, there was a lot of question of whether or not the government would mint a $1 billion or $1 trillion coin. That question comes up every single time the debt ceiling gets pushed a little bit. And of course, they never ever do that. They never have done that. That was a pretty easy setup as well. You put in 98 cents, you get $1 back per contract on that. Fed decisions. Will the Fed raise interest rates by 1/4 points at the next raise? If you put 22 cents into that, you got $1 back for every 22 cents that you put into that if they in fact raise that. New COVID variant. Will we get a new COVID variant sometime this year before the end of 2023? If you select yes here, for every dollar, or excuse me, every $11 that you put in, you would get $100 back if a new variant comes out and is recognized by the CDC. I feel like that's a pretty decent bet right there to put $11 up to make $100 back on that. NASDAQ yearly close. These are always fun. This is a bucket trade. Will it finish between a certain level? Will it finish inside of that bucket? You can pick a bucket right now for anywhere from $5, $6, $7 up to $8, $9 that will pay $100 back at the end of the year if you hit that area. That's a pretty darn good risk reward ratio. Anytime you can put up $5, $6 to make $100 back over what we now have basically a 6-month window left in that trade. Those are nice trades to find asymmetric opportunities in. You can set price notifications. So if you want to trade on the inflation numbers, for example, that's a big one that a lot of our members like to trade on. You can set alerts inside of here if inflation hits certain levels to trigger certain trades. And you can build limit orders in here to set this trade up. Again, you can build trades for $1 or $2 if that's all you want to put at risk in these trades. We have some amazing trades, I think, in our live trading room. Some of them require $12,000 to $15,000 to scale that trade properly and appropriately. You can do trades here with a couple of dollars, and they're quite fun to build these sort of ideas with. I'll show you a trade that we just did this past week that I feel like, again, is a very It's the perfect example of building a trade with an edge, okay? And it is the question of, it's a binary trade, and it's a question of whether or not we will slip into a recession by the end of this year, 2023. Now, we only have 2 quarters to go to the end of the year. The definition of a recession is that we have to have 2 successive negative GDP growth quarters to equate to the definition of recession. That means that the next 2 successive quarters of this year both have to come in at negative GDP. I think the likelihood of that happening, while I do feel like we are on the brink of a recession and we're probably headed that way eventually, I don't think that the next 2 quarters in succession are going to be negative GDP numbers. In this particular trade, we put up $74 to make a $100 return back. That's a really nice trade in terms of an edge. I think that gives us an edge and an advantage. And the ROI on the trade is fantastic as well, the potential ROI of the trade. So these are the kinds of trades that you can build, where you can build an edge into your trade. You can build sort of an advantage, I feel like, in your trading. It definitely diversifies everything else that we're doing, and it satisfies the need for me and a lot of traders to find new innovative ideas to be able to put your money to work and diversify yourself away from all of the other trading risks that we have, systemic, non-systemic risks that we have inside of our portfolio. So if you want to come into our live trading room and see all of the trades, we do over 30 trades a week in what we call our model portfolio. You can go to tradelivewithus.com and be a part of our overall live trading room. If you're just interested in checking out binary options, you can go to tradingbinaryideas.com. Make your first trade for $15, get some free money back, get $15 bonus back. It's an easy way to get your feet wet on this. Check it out. Feel comfortable with it. So again, if you want to come trade live with us as a group and trade all of our strategies, you can go to tradelivewithus.com, get full access to our trading room. If you're just interested in trading binary ideas, go to tradingbinaryideas.com, get started, make your first trade for at least $15. You'll get $15 bonus back, and you'll be up and running. So let me know, guys, if you have any questions on binary trading. This has been something that has been an awesome contribution to our trading room. They're a lot of fun, and we do 2 or 3 of these pretty much every week inside of our trading room. Take care. Let me know if you have any questions.